Hello, beautiful people. I hope all is well. I hope all is well. So it's been 4 days since I've gone live. I've been on vacation for the last 3 days. And so I wanted this opportunity to jump on real quick and to share some thoughts that I've been having on my mind. Before we get into that, though, I do want to share a couple of things. One thing is going to be for anyone who's still struggling with all these pajama pics and you have not downloaded my free ebook, How to Deal with Being Single During the Holidays. I want you, after this live is done, to go ahead and download that, because it's only going to continue to grow and develop as we get into New Year's Eve and New Year's Day and the engagements, and sometimes it's overwhelming. There's nothing wrong with you feeling overwhelmed or feeling as though you have not reached where you want to reach, but you need to take action in order to fix it, okay? Announcement number 2 is going to be, I'm only talking to my consultants, my coaches. Many of you have DM'd me in the last year or so asking, how can you grow your social media? How can you build your client base? Blah, 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 blah. So I have a free training for y'all. I want you to click the link in my bio and you can register for that, okay? So that'll be taking care of business. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays for everybody who is joining the live. Hi, boss lady. Welcome. Who else do we have here? Lori, thank you for joining. Beauty Ambitious, Lady T, Sheriff, Marlon, thank you for joining. The Back to Natural, thank you, welcome. Hi, Priestess Queen, thank you for joining. All right, beautiful people. So I'm gonna make this super fast, because if you know me, I don't, vacation or not, the United States or not, I'm normally asleep at this time. Saturday night or not, I'm normally asleep at this time. So I'm gonna make this super fast. As I said before, it has been 4 days. I have not spoken to y'all. I do not like going 4 days without speaking to y'all. So even though I'm looking busted, I got bit on my face, y'all. I got bit on my face. I got bit on my neck. It's not about me. It's about y'all. And this is the message that came to me that I wanted to share with y'all this evening. So obviously I'm on vacation. If you've missed it, where the hell you been? I'm on vacation. I'm very excited about it, right? I am here in Montego Bay, Jamaica for the second time in 10 months with my husband. And I'm very thankful for the fact that we can afford to do this. And I'm very thankful for the fact that we have some quality time together, because I have been working like a dog. He's been working like a dog on top of other stuff that he does in the community. And so our quality time, honestly, has sucked in like the last 6 months. Suck, okay? And so this has been really a godsend for us. And obviously, as a result, I've been posting, right? So I've been making reels and stories and posting and showing y'all my meals and showing you the outfits and I didn't show this outfit. I ain't getting no good pictures. But showing y'all the entertainment and showing y'all the hotel room and showing, right? Been doing a lot of that. One, because I want to share with y'all are my community, and I want to tell y'all what's going on in my life. I share the highs. There aren't many lows. I live a very fulfilling life, but when there is a low, I share that too, because I think transparency is key. I don't ever want y'all to think that I'm fake, because I'm absolutely not. Actually, my lack of fakeness, my realness gets me in trouble sometimes. But nonetheless, even though I've been sharing a lot, and I'm sure that there's lots of people who are saying, oh, that's so great, Alison, and I wish, and the comments have been, I wish, and the DMs have been, I wish. I want y'all to understand that this does not have to be a wishing thing. Like, whatever you want out of life does not have to be something that you covet or are envious of, or maybe even jealous of somebody else. Like, for the most part, we are so lucky for so many reasons. One, most of the people on this live and most of my followers are in America. 85% of my followers are in America, right? So that means that you have opportunities to earn and make the kind of money that you want, so you can take the kind of trips and buy the types of things. You got to be strategic. You got to work hard as hell, but you have that opportunity, right? And if you're a religious person, or if you're a Christian person, then, and if you believe in God, then that means that God has given you the ability to make your own choices. It's called free will. Thank God that my entire life is not already pre-written, right? Thank God that I have the ability to make a choice. And I'll be honest with you, some of the circumstances that some of you are facing is simply because you're making poor choices. Even though God has gifted us this, right? I think some people could think of it as a gift and a curse, where you are cursed with the option to make choices, and then when they're poor, they bite you in the ass. I need y'all, and trust me, I'm thankful for all of the comments and the likes and the this and the that, but it also like makes me a little bit sad, and to be honest with you, a little annoyed. Not because like y'all bothering me, y'all are not bothering me. I'm on vacation, I'm not doing anything. Like, this is entertainment for me as well, to comment, to respond, to DM, and all that kind of stuff. But I need y'all to recognize that if there's anything that I have, or anything that you've seen somebody else have, you can have it too. There is no difference between you and them. None. I don't want to hear no excuses. None. Okay? Don't tell me, oh, Alison, you're more formally educated and that's why. Yeah, take out student loans. Go to school, right? Alison, you have confidence and this is why you're able to. Yeah, confidence has been built inside of me, right? Alison, you seem so happy with your husband. I so am. Oh, I so am, right? But I made poor choices before, and I learned from those choices, and I listened to people, right? And didn't think I had all the answers so that I wouldn't make those same mistakes again. I put myself in a circle with women who are driven, who are hardworking, women who have successful relationships, who aren't always saying that these N-words ain't ish and da-da-da-da-da and all men cheat. Because what you put yourself around is what you're going to begin to absorb, right? I'm around women who are successful. I'm around women who are hardworking. I'm around women who uplift. I'm around women who are, another one of my circles, like a little bit competitive, right? And so we're trying to inch the next one out as to what we achieve next without hating on the other person and supporting them, right? You have to make better choices, y'all. This is not an instance of luck. This is probably a little bit of prayer, right? So y'all can pray too. That's open to everybody. Once you have the ability to speak in your mind, you can pray. Like, we have to be more careful about who we choose to surround ourselves with, what we choose to listen to. I say this all the time. Your feed, your timeline is your feed. It's feeding you, right? It's not feeding you a meal. It's feeding you in your mind. So that means you have to make a choice. Like, do you need to follow the Shade Room and On Site and Hollywood Unlocked? And like, isn't one gossip column enough? Like, do you need to be inundated on every single person who got a Rolls Royce today, and every single person who got a Lamborghini, and every single person, and like, oh no, I wish I had. Like, you're putting yourself in a position for you to covet after what other people want, instead of being more strategic and saying, man, she got a range, man, she got a Rolls Royce, man, she got a Lamborghini, I want that too. What can I do? What plan can I put in place so that I can obtain that? Whatever that is for you, right? I'm giving an example of a car. If the example that we're talking about is a partner who's loving, right? What can I do in order to prepare myself for that kind of romance? What can I do so that I can meet people and start dating? What can I do to build the muscle of discernment so I don't fall for the same foolishness over and over and over again? I'll tell you what you can do. One thing you can do is choose your circle wisely. No longer socialize with people who say that men ain't this and women ain't that. All men cheat, blah, 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 blah. They're going to try to use you. They're intimidated by you because of your education. They're intimidated by you because of your salary, right? Be more strategic. That's where we talk about better choices. Now, minus Omarion, and do not use Omarion as the excuse, because we were looking good when it came to COVID. 2 weeks before ago, right? 2 weeks before ago, we were looking good. So were you out? Were you socializing? Were you going to events? Were you going to brunch? Were you going to the bar? Were you going to the cigar bar where lots of guys are, right? Specifically talking to ladies in this particular instance. Were you on dating apps, or do you make excuses and say that dating apps are terrible? I don't care about what stories. There's been mass stories that have been popping up about, oh, this girl, she went missing after going on a date with this guy. Yeah, people get killed all the time, like by people that they blatantly know. So don't tell me that the dating app is what puts somebody in danger. We're all in danger. We're living in a dangerous society. You have to be strategic. Like, what do I mean by that? Number one, perhaps that means that this person doesn't get your address. That means that you get in an Uber that you pay for on your own phone, right? Or you can tell them to Cash App you or whatever, and you take that to the location. You scout the location. You check for what parking looks like. You check what the lighting looks like, right? You drive your own vehicle. You meet them there. I'm not letting nobody have my address. Now, I'm not trying to blame anyone. I'm just saying, I'm giving examples of how we need to be more strategic. We can't look at other people's lives and say, I wish I had. That is completely useless to us. There's no value in me saying, man, I'm looking at such and such life and I wish I had that. One, you don't know if their life actually is what it looks like. Mine is. But you don't know if their life actually is what it looks like, is number one. Number two, you don't know what it took to get there. And number three, as long as you're coveting other people's stuff, you're never going to get the stuff that you want, because you're wasting and investing all of this energy in something that's never going to happen. Instead of saying, man, she has that car, she has that house, her hair's always done, she keeps herself together, she has a nice Chanel bag, she has a husband who loves her, he has this, he has that. Put a plan in place. That is way more likely to get you to your end result. It's about to be 2022. Don't let any of these memes and these foolish posts say, oh, new me, new you. No, it's not going to be. It's going to be the same you. Maybe you's going to be the same you, not me. I have a notebook. I write down what my goals are for 2022 moving forward. Well, let me take a step back. If there's a change that you want to make, you need to make it no matter what day of the week, month, or year it is, period. We don't wait until the next year in order to decide that we want to make a change. Okay, so now that we've prefaced that, don't let any meme, post, negative Nancy say, every year you say new me, new you. This year's different. This year, you've decided that you want to make a change in something. You want to make a change in your finances. You want to make a change in your business. You want to make a change in your health. You want to make a change in your romantic life. You want to make a change in your relationships with your siblings, with your parents, whatever it is. A change with the relationship you have with yourself. Make that decision. Make a decision. Like I'm telling y'all make this so much more complicated than what it needs to be. So much more complicated than what it needs to be. You make a decision. Decide. I have decided I'm losing 10 pounds. I have decided that I'm going to take that step in the entrepreneurial space. I have decided that I want a lifelong partner that I could share this world with. I'm going to decide. Because as long as you keep pussyfooting around and, oh, I'm not sure because, it's not meant for me. I'm not lucky and it's just not going to happen. Oh, well, Alison, you say that, you're brave because you could come on here. I want y'all to go back and watch my first live. The first live I did, maybe it was like July 30th, 31st of last year. Nervous purpose. My lighting was poor. I was rambling. I was terrible. I was nervous to join, right? But I learned after investing thousands of dollars in programs to learn how to run my business, I was told that I have to go live. That's what I was told. I was told in the programs that I paid for with the coaches I invested in, and they said, in order for you to build the like, know, and trust factor with your following, with your community, with your potential clients who become clients, you got to go live. So guess what? I decided I was going to start this business. I decided I was going to give it my all. I found the money to find the experts who was going to tell me what to do because I have no clue. I use Instagram. I was on it every day, but I posted like once every 2 weeks because I'm like, oh, if I post a little bit, then when they see my face and they'll like it. That's not how it works for business, right? So I decided that this is what I wanted to do. I invested the money in coaches that I vetted to make sure that they were on the same page. And when they told me what to do, I did it. We have a year later and 26,000 more followers in that year. And a business that went from $0 to 6 figures, to where I'm in a position that I could resign, take a leave of absence from my job today if I wanted to. I wouldn't do that because of what I do. I wouldn't leave them willy-nilly, right? My point is, y'all, you have to decide. As long as you keep looking and, oh my gosh, and this looks so great and they look so nice and look at the pajamas. You could be in pajamas. You could be in matching pajamas too, right? It can happen for you. You have to decide that this is what you want for your life. You have to stop making excuses. You have to change your circle. You got to stop being cheap. You need to invest in something. If it's going to be your time, sweat equity, if it's going to be your money. For me, I like results. I am extremely impatient. That's like my worst character trait, but it works for me in some instances. I am extremely impatient. Everything that I learned from the coaches that I invested in, the business coaches, I could have learned from YouTube. I could have learned from podcasts. I didn't want to wait. And as a result, I've gone from 0 to 6 figures in under a year. And again, I'm not trying to brag, y'all. I'm just trying to paint a picture. I'm just trying to point, prove a point. It's not about, oh, Alison thinks you. No, absolutely not. I give this example all the time, and so I forgive anybody who's heard this 1,000 times, but I'm going to tell y'all again because it's so poignant. Is my phone shaking? So poignant to what I'm trying to prove to y'all. I'm telling y'all, this is my story. I'm going to tell it again. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. If you can't tell from the accent, I'm from Brooklyn, right? My mother lives off of Linden Boulevard, which is in Brooklyn. It's a 7-lane road, big road, like, what do you call it, 18-wheeler trucks drive down Linden to go to Queens, right? And this is back in the days before Uber, before Lyft. If you needed a taxi, you had to call the one of those 555-888 whatever numbers, right? Usually the poppies. You call them and then they say, no taxi, call back, and bang it on you. Now you're stuck at somebody's house, or you're stuck at your house, or you're stuck at work waiting for a taxi to become available for you to call back again. I was tired of that life. I said, nah, I need my own wheels. This is ridiculous. I was 21, right? In New York, you don't need a car. Mass transit is lit. Bus and train is always readily available. You got the taxis, unless they hang up on you and say call back in 10 minutes, which is super annoying, right? You don't need a car in New York City. However, I wanted a car, but I was afraid to drive. Why was I afraid to drive? I didn't have anybody in my household who drove, right? And you hear the stories, like people always die in a car accident. I was afraid to drive. So what did I do? One day I'm looking out the window, right? 2021. I was 21. I'm looking out the window and I'm watching all these cars drive down Linden, up and down Linden, trucks, ambulances, up and down Linden. And I said to myself, it dawned on me. It's magic what I'm about to tell y'all. It dawned on me. I said to myself, yo, if these idiots can figure out how to drive up and down, and they're not killing themselves or killing anybody else, if these idiots can figure it out, I can figure it out. Now, mind you, my mom is not far from the hospital, so there's probably doctors and all kinds of nurses and super intelligent people. But I told myself that if these idiots, whoever they are, the hundreds of cars that have passed back in front of me, right, as I watch the road, Linden, if they can figure it out, I can figure it out. What do they have over me? Other than a driver's license and a car. What do they have over me? There is nothing that these people, and I don't know them, they really they could have had parents who drove, vehicles that they always had access to, the cute little photos where that the kid is sitting on their dad's lap. They could have had the practice. They could have had Mario Kart and learned how to drive via video games. They could have had that stuff. I don't know, and I don't care. All I know is I'm looking out the window, and if them stupid people can figure out how to drive, I can figure out how to drive. There is nothing that those people have over me. I say this to say, y'all, I've taken this mantra with me for the rest of my life. There is nothing that anybody out here has that I can't figure it out. I don't care what opportunities have been put in. Sorry, y'all. It's Jamaica. I don't care if they are Donald Trump and they received a small loan of $1 million and I don't have a dad or a mom who had $1 million to loan me. I will find the $1 million. I will crowdfund the $1 million. He got it in an instant. It may take me 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. I'm going to figure it out. There is nothing that anybody on this earth can do. I'm going to take that as I need to wrap this up before Jamaica kicks me off forever and ever. Y'all, be grateful for what you have. You have a brain. You have a fully functional body. You have the capability to achieve whatever you want for your mental health, your physical health, your finances. You have the capability. You have to decide that this is what you want. Whatever this is, a husband is what I want. A wife is what I want. 6 figures is what I want. Whatever it is, lose 10 pounds is what I want. Decide. Make a decision. Stop pussyfooting around. You're never going to get to your result. I need to get off. As soon as you make a decision, you decide, and then you put a plan in place. Stop looking at everybody else's pajama photos. Stop looking at everybody else's engagement rings. If that's what you want for yourself, make it happen. And if you've been unable to figure it out in the last 30, 35, 40, 45, 50 years that you've existed, then you need to find someone who's going to teach you those skills. I did, right? Not for my relationships, for my business. And I'd like to think that I'm doing well. I invested. You need to figure it out. If it's going to be YouTube, it's going to take you forever, but okay. Then dig into YouTube. If it's going to be podcasts, it's going to take you a while, but okay. Dig into podcasts. If it's going to be a business coach, if it's going to be a fitness coach, if it's going to be a relationship coach, okay, because I want my results and I want them now. But stop looking at other people's stuff, making excuses and getting jealous and being envious and coveting people's stuff instead of doing the right thing, which is to say, I want that. I have decided that that's what I want, and so I'm going to put a plan in place in order to get it. Again, guys, this was just heavy on my heart. I'm super tired. This is an hour past my sleep time, and I don't want Jamaica to kick me off again. If you found this to be valuable to you, I want you to share it with a friend, somebody who needs a push or a motivation. Don't let any negative posts talking about, you always say new year, new you, and nothing changes. This is the year it's going to be different if you decide. This is the year it's going to be different if you decide. Decide tonight. We're not waiting until 2022. Decide tonight that you are going to take action to get to the results that you want. No matter, I don't care how petty it is. You want your nails to be long. You want your teeth to be whiter. Whatever it is that you want, decide and take action from tonight. Start Googling tonight. Start listening to podcasts tonight. Start working on that baby tonight. Do what you need to do to get to your results. Stop looking at other people's stuff and being jealous, envious, coveting. I wish, hope, and pray. Pray helps. Hope does not. Take action. All right, beautiful people. It has been an amazing live with y'all. Please share this with anyone who you think can benefit. And I'm going to bed. Bye.